Has ever been dumped by your girlfriend for seemingly no apparent reason and you're looking for answers, this is what happened. Okay, this is you guys. You guys are in a happy relationship and now all of a sudden you have one simple, fixable problem. For this example, we're going to use no good morning text. And your girlfriend who loves you, she's really happy with you. She comes to you and she tells you, she's like, hey, do you think we could start doing good morning texts? Like, it'd mean a lot to me if you text me good morning. So you, her loving boyfriend, agree to give her good morning texts. But something happened and for whatever reason, you stopped giving her good morning texts. So now we have a bigger problem. She now thinks that you don't care enough about her to send her good morning texts, even though she asked. But she's going to be like, you know what? This is still kind of a small problem. I'm just going to remind him. She reminds you. You're like, oh my gosh, that's right. I did agree to that. Okay, I will text you good morning. Unfortunately, though, you didn't follow through again. Now we have confirmed that you do not care enough to text her good morning, even though this is a simple, fixable problem. This is now a big problem. So now your girlfriend, who has never picked fights before in her life, starts picking a bunch of little fights about all these different things because she believes that you do not care enough. Through all of these picking fights with you, though, she still loves you and likes you enough to want to be with you, even though you guys have all these little problems now. Until one day, these become unattractive to her. She's going to realize that all of these little things that you do that remind her that you don't care about her enough are unattractive. And so now the problem is not these things. It's not even that you don't care enough. It's not even that she never got good morning texts. It's that she literally does not like you anymore. Does not like you. Now, unfortunately, she has to break up with you. And then you're going to ask her why. And she's going to list out all of the reasons why she has to break up with you. And you are going to say, no, you should not break up with me because of those reasons, because from now on, I am going to do all of these things. And you will never have to worry about me never doing these things again because I'm going to do them every single day. But remember, it doesn't even matter if you were to do all of these things anymore, because the problem now is that she's unattracted to you and just simply does not like you anymore. And now she's going to go move on with her life, and you're going to go and tell your friends that you got dumped by absolutely no reason and that you guys all hate her and that she's crazy for dumping you over something so simple. When in reality, she never dumped you at all. This was a slow moving process that eventually led to the final reason, and you weren't dumped. You probably actively chose not to give her what she said she needed, and now you guys aren't together anymore. Sorry.
What do you wish you'd done differently at your wedding?
Not go.
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. Today's video is going to be about marriage, but also that thing that you don't hear too much about the divorced dad and how he copes with his new life situation. I'm going to share some of my personal experience, and every man's personal experience is different because some men are bad dudes, some men are good dudes, and some men are in between. I believe when most marriages ends is a combination of both your fault. But like that woman says earlier, And once again, I'm on that again because whole math took and critiqued that video. And I know he was just looking at her side of the thing, but text messages, really? She should have used a much more better example than that. Because where my mind's going to go is like, damn. So your marriage, your relationship could end just because that's not in you to keep sending text messages like that. And look, I understand if the guy was always sending women good morning text messages and then he stopped doing that. I understand that one a little bit better than if he never really sent you good morning text messages and then all of a sudden you want him to send you good morning text messages. Okay. So that's kind of like with me, with a woman, she don't really bring me breakfast in bed, and then I want her to bring me breakfast in bed, and then I want to break up with her. A big thing is I notice that when men want to leave women for things that the woman is doing that's making him unhappy, that she's too much. And I often say for men, do not use that term. Just tell her what she's doing wrong. If she's too argumentative, if when you met her, she didn't have a bunch of tattoos. Now she's getting a bunch of tattoos. I understand if both of you have tattoos, but me, I have no tattoos on me. And the woman that I gave most of my life to, she had one pony tattoo. Then, of course, once eh, she and I separate, and even during the thing, she started getting more tattoos. Now, at one point, she had my name tattooed on her. I told her, don't do that because I always think that's bad juju when you get a person's name tattooed on you. But I don't really like tattoos like that. Like, if she has tattoos, then fine. But see, that's a thing that's kind of big to me. But then I'm looking at it like, that's not really big enough to break up with her. But because of what that woman said with the good morning text message, if women are looking at relationships like that right there, then I advise men, any men that see this video, you start looking at relationships like that also. You want the game to be on a level playing field. So if she's judging you on small little things that may be hard for you to maintain or keep up with or something, and no, I'm not saying things of maybe she needs you to say more I love you or to show how you feel about her a little bit more. Yes, do try to do that more. I'm not saying that don't give effort into what the person may need from you because otherwise they will definitely start going to somebody else. But at the same time, if she expects you to make that effort and there are things that you would rather she stop doing or to limit or to not chop off her hair, plenty of things that is big to you. And of course, she can just say, you're being controlling and manipulative or something. You can also look at the same type of way if she's wanting you to bend and kiss her ass to do things that is not really in your character to do. Or maybe you're a little tired of doing because either you're not getting the same type of reciprocation. The one thing I will say though for men, we do need to communicate better on these type of things. But do not be scared to pull the trigger. Because once she has those milestones in kids, marriage, then she's more inclined to pull the trigger. whereas you are less inclined to pull the trigger. So you pull the trigger early in a relationship when she's not doing what you need her to do. Anyway, I have a couple videos to share right now. First, I'm going to share the divorced dad experience. Let's watch.
This is a day in the life of a divorced dad. At 9 a.m., I wake up on my mattress on the ground. For breakfast, I grab my ketchup so I can put it on my first microwave potato of the day. I eat in silence next to my roommate, Gary. He moved in because I couldn't afford my mortgage. Every straight single adult male's roommate is unnecessarily hairy. Around 11 a.m., something strange happens. I have a feeling. I immediately bottle it up and ignore it forever. At noon, I look over some divorce documents while Gary loudly watches adult videos. For lunch, I eat another microwave potato. This meal is the only warmth I know. At 2, I go through Instagram and DM college girls. I may be past my prime with no money, connection, sexual endurance, or personality, but at 3 p.m., my shrew of an ex-wife drops off my failed son, Tyler. Me and her have a calm discussion about a few private matters. Some days I don't know why I fought so hard for joint custody. Tyler wants to be a rapper.
Man, I swear, my dad keeps testing me. I'ma turn around, tell the cops he molested me.
Hey, he's starting to get pretty good. At 6 p.m., it's time for dinner. I put a potato in the microwave for 3 minutes. The skin becomes rough and wrinkled, much like me, burning hot on the inside like the rage left in me from the divorce. I offer half my potato to my son. No butter, no seasoning. He declines. Clearly, his mother has been spoiling him. I leave my ex-wife an angry voicemail about how she ruined my life. After a few hours of sobbing, I slip into a food coma. I will sleep here until morning, and that's my day.
First of all, I don't want to lie and say this is my reality or my experience. Except for the first part with the roommate thing, I had to do that during the initial divorce because my life was falling apart around that time. Yeah, so much was going on then. I felt that the pressure was on me to get everything right, and I felt like I was sinking into quicksand because she had this. And look, if your woman has this particular problem right there, leave her in the dirt. I mean, for real, leave her in the dirt. She had a money spending problem. No matter if we had $400 or more in groceries, well, to spend in groceries, she is overspending on that. She liked to eat out way too much. She always made time to run the street with her friends, trying to pursue her dream, which I did not judge her in pursuing what she loved to do, because I would not want someone to block me. But at the same time, she was like no help right there financially. And I feel torn in this because the financial responsibility is on me, but at the same time, she should have cut spending. Like, she should have emotional intelligence in that way. I would tell her, like, hey, we have to cut doing this, cut doing that. One ear out the another. But see, by that time, it was marriage and kids. And that financial thing with her being bad financially was always there. I just always just, that is another thing that I always covered her. Like, when she was not in my life, I never had evictions. I never was living paycheck to paycheck. And I understand women are expensive, but her problem with taking money seriously and my problem in trying to be a good boyfriend, trying to always show her a good time, bending for her. What did that get me? In the end, it got me disrespect and it got me.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Exactly. And did I enable her bad behavior in a way? I guess so. But I did bring it up. She just disregarded it. And I know it was either from her selfish nature or from her listening to people outside the relationship. That woman at the beginning that was saying things about why a woman will slowly fall out of love with you with little things that you are doing or not doing. Fair enough. But as I will say in my relationship, it was plenty of things that should have been my signal to say, you know what, this is not going to work. But I got weak from the time that I spent with her, the things that she did in the past. Did she look at the things that I did in the past for her? No, she did not. That went one. I believe most women are like this. Once they lose feelings for you, it doesn't matter what you did for them in the past. I think it goes the same thing when they have feelings for you and you are treating them bad. It doesn't matter if you're being bad to them or whatever. If she has feelings for you, she's still going to do monkey double backflips for you. So that's why I think, in a way, it's more important how the woman feels about you. And that is why I think a woman definitely has to like you more or put you up there in order for you to have a chance to have somewhat of a happy relationship with her. Because if she's not putting you up there and she's putting you down there or on the same level, she eventually going to start showing her ass. And it's going to start with the disrespect. And truthfully, I think once a woman doesn't respect you, she doesn't love you. No matter what, how many times she says it or whatever she says or something, because her actions is going to show that she love you. And she doesn't have to be perfect here, but is things that she should not be doing, like not posting your relationship business online, not running to other men telling them your relationship business, not embarrassing you in public, being loud, being disrespectful. Whereas if I was doing the same thing to her, I would be abusive. She did all those things to me, and that was abusive. And some would say, did you cheat on her or something? And you know what? I'm going to be honest here. Yes, I did cheat on her, but she cheated on me first. And you can come to your conclusions of what cheating is, because everybody's definition of cheating is a little bit different. Cheating for most people, of course, is when you having sex with another person, whether it's the same sex or it's another one. Some people have this gray area that they don't think it is cheating if you are with the same gender. For me, it goes a little bit deeper than that, because I know women can emotionally cheat. And that's why, for me, even though I put that under micro cheating, because some part of you is going to struggle to totally cast them to the side from them doing this. But when your significant other is running to another person, telling them your relationship business, you are hanging out with a person that you know likes you, or maybe you low key like them, and you are doing things that you would not be doing with your significant other, or you would be doing with your significant other, or you used to do with your significant other, you're now doing it with them. So it's not always sex. Sometimes it's just that time, attention. I know she did a lot of that. And that's why if somebody was to ask me, every woman that I've ever dated or was with cheated on me. Every last one. Because all of them did some of those things right there that I know if I did it, they would be heated. They would be angry. They would feel betrayed. So it's not just you getting on top of somebody or vice versa is cheating. I have a video by Coach Greg Adams here that's going to, once again, because he's definitely the don't get married expert. So we're going to see the woman's side of when they walk away from a marriage. Because when they walk away from a marriage, long as they have, yeah, long as if they got married, especially if they have kids, they're walking away with a win right here. So let's explore what this woman says.
I suppose it is. Let's go ahead and play the video. This is a woman going through a divorce. Take a look here. It says right here, I may be a single mom now, but I'm the happiest I've been in a long time. And most importantly, my kids are too. I'm not happy. All right. So you got some, again, suburban white woman. Looks like a big fancy house. Looks like a big, nice SUV. This is called the investment stage. This is called the investment stage on the marriage wheel. Now, you guys think because you got a wife that the game is over. Matt Walsh, listen, the game is not over. There's a bigger game to be played. So now,
let me stop him right here. This is the marriage wheel thing. He didn't create this, but he definitely gave this chart life. And he has his own video on it. And I reacted to a video that he did about the same thing right here. And I do have to think a lot of men's relationships, and this can apply to a relationship as well, but a lot of men's marriages go this path right here. And this is why I say, look, if you want to get married, you think you found a person, you're kind of young, you're not too old yet, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and try it out and see. Because who knows? You may be one of the lucky ones to have a happy marriage with wife and kids. However, if you do it and it doesn't work out, you can still deal with women, maybe even date them. But I would suggest do not get married again. Hopefully, I can follow my own advice here, but definitely do not have kids. Like, I really do not want any more kids now because I see the penalty that you get if you choose wrong. If you choose the wrong woman to have kids with, you still are tied to that woman almost for life, but definitely for 18 years, you are tied to her because of the kid. So I would say do not do that.
now we're dealing with the bait and switch. Now she's saying, she basically, I'm not happy. All right. So she's not happy. So then she gets the bounce. We don't know why, but this is just an easy way to do it. We have no fault divorce. They can simply say, I'm not happy and bounce. And then she says, oh, my kids are happy too. Really? How do we know? Oh, because my husband was abusive. Okay. I mean, same bullshit. So here we go right here. Let's go ahead and play the video. Same bullshit. Using the kids as a weapon, as a pawns.
Okay, so most of you guys have figured it out by now, but yes, I am going through a divorce. Back in June, we decided that it was probably best if we separated, and that was actually the number one reason why we stopped traveling after 3 years of living in an RV and being on the road. It's also the number one reason why the house was purchased in my name only, which I know at the time a lot of you guys thought was super weird. But divorce and separation is not linear. So from June through January.
Take a look at that. Wife booty. Look at the wife booty. All right. That's what he had to come home to. Wife booty. All right. Just spreading wider and wider.
There were a couple of times where we did decide to try to make it work, but we just were not meant to be married. And
we were not meant to be married. See, this is important, guys. We weren't meant to be married.
And I could say the same thing. Me and my ex-wife was not meant to be married. She was a great girlfriend. And I think I was a good boyfriend. But to be fair here, she was not a good wife and I was not a good husband. Only because the way that I handled things, how I avoided hard issues, how I did not check her when she needed to be checked, and how I enabled her bad behavior because of sometimes my inaction. But that showed me something about her, that, and she will always call herself an empath. And she does have some empathic traits because it is a good person in there. But she definitely has narcissistic traits, because if she had more empath traits, then when she had me on the ropes, when she had me down, she would not keep stumping and trying to stump the life out of me. And to clarify this is with the disrespect or just saying things or the hitting, she would have stopped and be like, okay, I'm wrong here. Let me stop. She had nothing in her to stop her from doing what she was doing. Whereas me, even if I'm furious at her, even at this point right now, that a lot of times I shudder when I have to go over there to see my daughter, only because, is she going to ask me for money again this time? Is she going to dump on my lap her emotional relationship drama that I really don't want to hear? But I mean, yeah, I'm too nice in this type of stuff. I should say what I really feel, but I still have that buffer, that thing that stops me from being a total asshole, which I wish I did have more narcissistic traits, because then I would be totally cold to this person. And the only reason I think she's being nice to me now is because she's going through some stuff. Well, that's recently, but only because I think she figured out I meant business, that I would just drop the money off and not be dealing with her bullshit. And a big one, because I have a podcast. So she don't know how big I'm going to become. I think that's the only reason why she stopped doing the shit that she was doing. And I'm glad I'm doing this right now, because it's made me strong in ways that I was weak in dealing with women. That I really don't care what they think, as long as I'm being true to myself and not hurting anyone else. I have to say both those parts right next to each other, because sometimes people will say my truth and being true to myself, but sometimes you're people that say that, they are being totally destructive to other people around them, and they don't give a fuck. They don't care about anybody else but themselves. I have to force myself to be like that. So while I am living in my truth, I'm still conscious of other people's feelings. Whereas she is usually lacking in that area right there. But hey, I chose that woman, so that's on me. So don't get this wrong. I'm not doing the victim thing. I'm just saying, do not make the same mistake that I made when I got with my ex-wife right there. Because the looks are going to fade. She was a very beautiful woman when we got together, especially when I helped her pick out clothes, because she dressed a little bit like a tomboy, because she was in the rap thing. But clothes, getting her hair done, she looked very attractive. But looks fade, and how she looks now, which she's not that bad looking, but how she looks now, I'm like, I would not pit up with that from a woman that looks okay. I'm not going to say, but a better looking woman, I used to would pit up with some stuff from them. But because I know now that you should be doing the opposite when dealing with them, now I just have a totally different energy. So let them continue. I'm going to try not to interrupt again.
It's easy for her to say that now. But it's always the women who then find this out. We weren't meant to be married. Wait, whoa. You didn't say that before the marriage. You didn't say that during the marriage. You didn't say that we were buying houses and cars and traveling in RVs and vacations. But now, oh, yep, we weren't meant to be married. So I'm not happy and I'm out. Bouncing, and I'm going to take the kids, the cars, the house, and all that shit. All right. And they go through this stage of development. All right. I'm going to just go find a better life. Fuck it. And then ruin your shit. Here we go.
I never really understood it when people said that until I went through it myself.
Yep.
And there wasn't anything crazy happened. We just are better off like not being married to each other.
See, that's the problem, man. Right, guys, that's the problem. So nothing crazy happened. Remember when I tell you, she said, people told me I had to find out for myself. Yep. Pull the ripcord, whoop, and take the kids and the house, the car. And then she said, nothing crazy happened. Yeah, just we were better off apart. What? So when people ask, why did you get divorced? What did you do? What did you do to her? Oftentimes there's nothing, because there's nothing that is needed for a divorce. This is the biggest problem with the divorce laws. The no-fault divorce is a major problem. She could just go, boom. Yep, just pick correctly. Just pick the right one. And then boom. Nothing went wrong, but yeah. Well, you know what went wrong. She wanted to be back in them streets. This is basically what happened right here.
I'm going to the streets. End of story.
Yeah, that's what it was. There was another man. There was another bull in the ring. All right, so she wanted to move on to that guy. All right, so that's all that happened here. But this is why we tell you guys, watch out for marriage, guys. Because you don't need to do anything and you lose. Or she had a work husband, or she ready to move on. She ready to get her cheeks clapped. Hoe is life.
Other, and I am happier now than I have been in a really long time.
Now, remember, she got a tattoo on the back of her neck. She's happier than she's been in a long time. What does that have to do with marriage and the kids? Your happiness now makes everybody suffer. Now, because you weren't happy, everybody got to suffer. Jesus. Yikes. I done warned y'all, ninjas.
Now, granted, I have been processing the divorce in therapy this entire time. So
there it is, therapy. I mean, all the red flags. I've been processing the divorce in therapy. And that is what she weaponizes against the ex. Because she goes through therapy and he doesn't, she weaponizes that against him with the children. And listen to what she says next.
That helped tremendously, but now I'm a single mom and navigating what that looks like for me and for my kids.
There she is. And you can tell she's a Jezebel. She turning back to hoe his life right there. She going back to hoe his life. So she says she's in therapy and I'm navigating that for my kids. And I'm a single mom. This woman is a whole demon, right? This is a whole demon. This is the problem with the marriage system. This is the problem. She got a rainbow watch on too, so she might be a Lily Lintlicker. And take a look at that. You put them kids in these bodies, you thought that, bruh. And then she says she's a single mom, which she is not. I've been telling you guys. Women will say they're a single mom after divorce, and they're not. That means she's fighting him tooth and nail for custody, and she's passively aggressively playing I'm going to just find myself, and I wanted to be happy in therapy and kids, and I'm a single mom. She's not a single mother. She's a co-parent. And I'm glad people, look, she says, I may be a single mom now. By the way, I had to even tell my mother, you're not a single mother. Even these two people, Stephanie says, you're not a single mom unless the dad is not an active participant in their lives. Oh, and this woman will make sure that that's the case. Because why? She wants to play the single mom because people will then feel sorry for her. So she will fight you tooth and nail behind the scenes. She will eliminate custody, alienate the kids, and then say she's a single mom. But she's a divorce mother. She's a co-parent. And I'm glad Stephanie called it out. This one says right here, not a single mother. You're a co-parent. You're a divorce mom now. So any divorced mom that says they're a single mother, they're lying. A single mother is a woman who had children out of wedlock and mostly chose to have that child and is now using the system. That is a single mother. A widowed mom is a mother that parents full time, more likely after a spouse has died. the husband. That's a widowed mom. A single father is a man with 100% custody and no parent interacting. A single mom, to me, is a woman that has at least 85% custody or better, where the guy has every year the alternating weekends. She can then thus claim she's somewhat of a single mother unless she fought him, like unless the father wants to be active and she's fighting him. Then she's a co-parent or a divorce mom. They're not all single mothers, because a single mother makes a choice prior to the marriage. A divorced mother makes a choice during the marriage, and then she fights the guy off and claims to be a single mother. So she's not a single mother. Single mother would say the father does not want activation with the kids. The father left and abandoned. And they're using this to play the victim. But she getting called out on this. She getting called out. You're not a single mom. You're a mom. He's still the dad, co-parent. Did social media become more important than your family? Yes. So the happy videos you posted were fake. All right, I'm telling you, man. So right here. This one says she is a single mom. She's still single and he's a single dad. False. False. Studies do show that the leading cause of divorce is marriage. It is best to avoid. Okay, but no. Just because you are unattached or a whore and you have children doesn't make you a single mom. You're single in status, but you're not a single mom. Single mom is a woman that has all the children all the time. All right, but guys, that is marriage in a nutshell these days. Okay. That is marriage in a nutshell. Did you hear it? I'll let you play it uninterrupted just so you can see the bullshit she on. She on bullshit. Right? She on bullshit. She on bullshit. A whole pile of steaming bullshit. A whole bunch of woe is me and tropes and copes.
Okay, so most of you guys have figured it out by now, but yes, I am going through a divorce. Back in June, we decided that it was probably best if we...
She said we. By the way, I'm going to play it again. She said we. No, you. All right, she probably filed for the divorce. She probably said, that's it, I'm done. Because if he filed for divorce and she wanted to stay, she would have worked it out. She wanted the divorce to go run back to the streets. All right, that's 100% the case. Let's go ahead and play it again just so you can hear it.
Okay, so most of you guys have figured it out by now, but yes, I am going through a divorce. Back in June, we decided that it was probably best if we separated, and that was actually the number one reason why we stopped traveling after 3 years of living in an RV and being on the road. It's also the number one reason why the house was purchased in my name only, which I know at the time a lot of you guys thought was super weird. But divorce and separation is not linear. So from June through January, there were a couple of times where we did decide to try to make it work, but we just were not meant to be married. And I never really understood it when people said that until I went through it myself. And there wasn't anything crazy happened. We just are better off like not being married to each other. And I am happier now than I have been in a really long time. Now, granted, I have been processing the divorce in therapy this entire time, so that helped tremendously. But now I'm a single mom and navigating what that looks like for me and for my kids.
So she had no plan at all, navigating what that looks like. Yeah, you never gonna know what that child support gonna do. If you enjoyed this clip, check me out on the Free Agent Lifestyle.
I don't always agree with CGA, but with the marriage stuff, divorce stuff, I agree with him totally with that right there. Because me and him went through a similar type of thing, and probably it was different reasons right there. I also will say I wasn't the best husband because I was not always financially stable. I let her, and that's on me, I let her knock me off what I need to focus on to become successful. But I will always say, no matter how much money you have, because I've seen a story about Nas, and he was with a woman that she was going through money like water. So you should have a certain amount of money, but whether you have 100K, a million, 10 million. If you're with the wrong woman that wants to live the extravagant life and you trying to keep up, or you trying to keep up with the Joneses, you're going to end up like all those retired football players, Mike Tyson, those guys that had the world as their oyster and had millions of dollars, but ended up broke. And what's going to happen after that? She's going to leave you. And that's the thing, too. I can't say that my ex-wife was totally about the money either, because I'm pretty sure there were men that approached her that had a lot more money than me, but she chose to stay with me. So I'm not going to pit that. I know she was not a gold digger. I think she just had a bad habit, just like I had a habit of watching adult entertainment. She had a bad habit of using money, spending money to self therapy with whatever she was going on with her issues, probably with her dad or with her life in general. And she continued to do that even now. So this is the thing, that even as a person gets older, they can still be fighting these demons. I'm going to cut this video now. I knew this one was going to be a little bit long because originally it just was going to be 10 minutes. But usually when I do videos like this, because I know people, probably not now, but as I get bigger, they're going to take clips of what I said and try to misconstrue what I say. But that's another reason why these types of videos I do make longer, to make sure I flesh out my exact points. Now, I'm not saying if you're a man or a woman, if you should stay in a marriage that you are unhappy with. But because women seem like they can get into a marriage and leave you for any type of reason, and usually I believe because they lost those feelings and they got bored. So they have to find a plausible reason that is your fault to leave you. Whereas every reason that the man can come up with, like, oh, she's not giving me BJ. She's not giving me sex like she used to. She cut her hair. She's hanging out with people that I do not like, that I feel like is coming in between our relationship. She and Brent Cooper did a video about Tom Brady not retiring to go home to Gazelle. In some rare cases, I do believe you have to give your woman a time and attention. If you're working around the clock, like if you work those 72-hour weeks and you get married and y'all eventually grow apart, you should have saw that coming right there. But at the same time, if you're spending time with her and you don't really, you're really not focusing on anything, she can always still turn around and say, I want a man that's focused and driven. So that's something you have to watch out for too. And plus, women can always change. I was about to say, well, find a woman that fits your lifestyle. But that's the thing too. Women can always change, and they can always plead the victim thing. I will always say a warning sign. Once she lose feelings for you, she's going to stop trying to cater and make you happy. She's going to stop doing certain things, and then she's going to start doing the disrespect. And once she starts doing that, the relationship is over. The relationship is over. I know with my ex-wife, our relationship should have been ended years ago. Back when she thought I was cheating, or I thought she was cheating, because where smoke, there's fire. And I will always, if I don't leave somebody for doing something hurtful to me, I'm going to do the petty thing of doing it back to them. And that's where I should just leave. I should have just left. And actually, not even when she told another guy our business, I wanted to break up with her then. And for some reason, I let her talk me out of it. And this happened a couple of times in some of my relationships. I'm about to drop the bomb on them, and then they start crying or either being real sad. And that will always seem to work when a woman does it to a man. But if a man's done it to a woman and she's like really mad at you, it doesn't matter. It's how she feel at the moment. It doesn't matter all the stuff that you did in the past or how you was there for her. So when you want to leave her, all the stuff that she did for you, it shouldn't matter because it's not going to matter when she leaves you. So anyway, that's it. Give me a like, subscribe. Have a good day.
Serious? I had a chili dog for lunch, okay? I'm a little bloated. I did like 18 loads of laundry today. No exaggeration. Pretty sure it was 18. I'm tired. I haven't showered in 3 days and I smell like a bag of onions. Is any of this turning you off? Nothing? No, I don't want to cuddle. I know what cuddling means. Cuddling means that at some point your pants come off and I have to do things. I want to cuddle. I want to go to sleep. Are you serious? It's a school night. Those are my pants, not your pants. Can I help you? Did you lose something? Seriously? I'm on my period. You pouting? Are you seriously pouting right now?
We do not live by your rules, dirty word. Your ego has driven you out of truth. You only played yourself, got no game.